Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Division 7 once again says hello as the Z-Team. Z-Team, Z-Team goes up against just the tip. Alright, on the left side on our first map, Tomb with the Spider Queen, we got the blue team with Lebo on Johanna, Da Omega on Kalthas, Karim Middle on Lucio, Bezo on Sylvanas, and Fluffy Death on Imperius. There ain't anything fluffy about Imperius, but alright, I'll grant you the name there. On the right side, the horse on the cow, like, wait, what? Lance Kinney on Oriel. We have Kale on Liming. Now that's a missed opportunity right there. That Kalthas is definitely on the wrong side of this match. Vorin on Zagara and Raga Stud on Valeera. Alright, let's check that out and see what's gonna happen there. I mean, first of all, we have a Zagara and a Valeera on the red team side. This is Division 7, which means that players here are on average between bronze and gold. Does that mean that every single player here is in that skill range? Of course not. We're still talking averages in Division 7, and of course, when you're looking at the upper placements of Division 7, there will be the occasional plat player, for example, I assume. But anyways, as we're jumping into this, once again, also the little reminder that this is a place where we're going to make fun about some plays. We're going to definitely have a bit of fun with particular picks, builds, and decisions. Players are on board on this, so yeah, don't get too upset on someone else's behalf. I just recently had, again, someone who got insulted and offended on the behalf of people that he doesn't know. And that are absolutely okay with what's happening here, so always a little bit awkward. But as we're heading into this is of course also an opportunity to just talk about a few adjustments on builds, talk a little bit about what could you do better, what decisions would probably help you to improve here. And I really don't know where to begin when it comes to at least the team compositions. I like that we have the Johanna set up for the blue team, so they have a lot of wave clear here. Imperius goes down first, interestingly enough, to the towers. Over here, Lucio, on the other hand, goes down. So does Oriel. All of a sudden, people are just exploding all over the place. 2 kills against 1, just as all of this starts up. Zagara has started to take bot lane control, but is running out of mana quickly. Bezo is now trying to push them back here. And we have actually on level 1 for Zagara also Infest taken. Sylvanas goes down, taken apart by Valeera. And there's a couple of things here where I really don't know what to tell you guys, especially when it comes to the builds. You don't always... I mean, you don't really see Zagaras being picked these days. And less like Zagara, you see Valeera at least on a higher level of play. So with Zagara, you of course want to really take advantage of the creep tumors. At least you want to make sure that you have a lot of vision on the map. She runs out of mana pretty quickly if you're not careful here, so you need to be careful if you want to just like spam out of your abilities, time those a little better. But creep control is important, and for the opponent's team, it's really, it should be a huge priority to take those creep tumors down wherever they can find them, just simply because the vision that they grant the red team is absolutely insane. Kalthas in this case has actually gone for meta build, so we see him on level 1 with a Mana Addict, which in and of itself is already great, so no shenanigans with Convection. It's going to help him a lot against Valeera in particular as the game continues. Zagara with the attempt to control the bottom camp now too, thanks to all the vision she has with the tumors. That's kind of important because Sylvanas, you might have caught it on the minimap, was already trying to sneak down and make a play there. Couldn't quite get that done. We have now for Zagara also the Serrated Spines on level 4, so the auto attacks are going to start stacking into the late game if she's able to get some decent hits in. For Liming, we have Dominance on level 4, so trying to play the sustain route here. Not going into Triumvirate, which we've seen a lot in the past, of course. But yeah, things are actually starting to slowly spice up a little bit as the teams are approaching 50 gems that they need for the first Webweaver wave. As it happens, the red team has actually an opportunity to maybe already turn in. They're missing like 2 additional gems and then they have enough in their hands to complete the turn-in. Also have a slightly inexperience. Getting the additional 2 kills over their opponent didn't really hurt their momentum there either. And Vorin at the bot lane is having a pretty easy time against Imperius. Imperius is not having a good time against Zagara here in the first place. I mean, just look at this. The entire wall is already getting pushed in, and he needs desperate help. Someone needs to come here to really help him out against Zagara. A couple of ganks being set up against him would definitely help the cause, but it's looking really bad for them right now. That bot lane is in so much trouble, and you can see that Fluffy Death has absolutely no way of holding this lane on his own. He needs help, and he needs it quickly. And Zagara is also getting some free stacks in. And Fluffy Death is just about to die here. And nobody's rotating in it either. He's probably sitting in voice right now. It's like, team! And nothing's happening. Nobody's helping him out. Quite the opposite. Instead, we have Valeera coming down and trying to get the kill here. And he's going for the interrupt. That didn't work. And therefore, Ragastad gets the kill. Nicely done. Warren with the turn-in. And this is starting to become snowball material here. 4 kills against 1 doesn't make them look good. But it starts to become a little bit tricky for them right now. If they don't get a kill here, yeah, good setup, but not enough to take Zagara down. And without the kill, those Web Weavers should wreak havoc at this point. I mean, bot lane, again, the entire wall is already taken apart, so that's another big problem. And off we go, attack towards the top. Zagara left alone at the bottom of the map again, and Imperius is the only one moving down. This is not gonna have a good ending, like, not at all. Zagara has the mana, she has the hit points, she should be able to take that fort down, and they're already pushing through the middle as well. I mean, these guys are everywhere at this point. We have 4 kills against 1, they're pushing the lane, Zagara sitting at the bot lane against Fluffy Death, and is trying to take that apart. And Imperius is sitting there, it's so fluffy! But he can't do anything about it, because what he needs against Zagara are a couple of edges, you know? Needs to be a little bit more edgy, but he's just too fluffy for his own good at this point. And they can't do anything about it. There's the slide, and the kill. No, maybe. Well, hello, Kalthas. Walks away, what the hell? Kalthas gets out, that should have been a kill. So, as it happens, he's not able to make it out there. The fort has still fallen. And Kalthas is still a little bit low, but nobody can actually take him down. Rest of the team rotates topside slowly. And Sylvanas loses half of her HP as Ragastad comes in, says, hello, sir. So, there we go. Level 10 abilities should soon come in, and that will allow them to push even further. But these bad boys are now entire level ahead. They have level 10 abilities, and, well, there are enough gems on the other side. The problem is that the blue team hasn't turned in once. I mean, not even once. They haven't turned in a single gem. Nothing. Zagara is taking the bot now. I'm actually amazed, by the way, by the Liming build. This is Division 7, ladies, and we have an absolute meta build. Yes, you can, of course, switch out your level 4 dominance with Triumvirate. Totally fine. But look at the level 7. We have Calamity after the disaster that were the Orb builds in the last few days. And on top of that, we have also Wave of Force. There's no Disintegrate here, which I actually like a lot. So, pretty cool builds on, well, pretty much all around here. 20 stacks now for Zagara. Phoenix even over Pyro. Are we sure this is Division 7? I mean, there's actual meta builds in play here right now. I like it. But yeah, then you look, of course, at the hero picks again. You see that Zagara and that Valeera, and you're like, yeah, I think this is still Division 7. But, alright. So, with this, we currently have a Fluffy Death moving slowly over to the turn-in point. And trying to make the play over here, well, gets interrupted again. They turned in 28, that's a start. But the red team now has also enough gems to get another turn-in for themselves. And it seems like Auriel and Valeera enough to interrupt at the bottom again. Karimdel is still trying to rotate back down to turn in, but I think the red team has this one. Yeah, that's the turn-in attempt. Red team has 44, they need another 9. They got enough, but can they turn them in? These two bad boys at the top need to turn in. Yeah, Kale, my friend, you are the one. You need to turn in. You and someone else. Another 11 and they're good to go. But the turn-in down here turns into a fight. Ig is already used, but it's still a kill against Auriel. Horse is moving away. That name on ETC just gets me. I really don't know why. Is he riding a horse? Please tell me that he's riding a horse. Please tell me that horse playing a cow is riding a horse into battle. That would just complete my day. Or he could also ride the money pig. I'm totally fine with that too. Then we got a horse cow pig or something. Like, I have no idea. There's a joke in there somewhere. But Zagara is about to go down. The Omega wants the kill, and he gets it. The bug is down. Blue Web Weavers are already on the board. And where's ETC? The mount choice. Ah, he rides the golden cock. Okay, I'm okay with that too. I'm alright with that too. Guys, we got an entire farm over here. I mean, just look at this. We got a horse, we got a cow. It's fantastic. We got a rooster. It's absolutely perfect. So yeah, it's an entire farm. Old McDonald would be so proud right now. You can open up a McDonald's just with what we're having on that one player. So it's pretty fantastic. Yeah, and here we have him. ETC is already trying to take a little bit of a peek, and he's just like, yeah, maybe not against 4. Level 3 would have been okay, but against 4, I don't know. I don't want to take that battle, so he moves back out. 3 kills against 4 by now. Both teams on level 12, waiting for the level 13. And, well, off we go. Let's take a quick look at the damage here. We currently have 13,000 for Zagara, 11k for Valeera, 12,000 for Khaldor. And topside, Valeera currently going for the defense. Still, after each team had a turn in, the blue team is slightly behind. Zagara actually went for Nidus. I kind of always find it interesting. I mean, Nidus is the standard talent when you're playing Brawls, pretty much because you want to have the continuous fountain up. If you play Nidus in an actual game, it's normally on a bigger map when you're trying to establish map control and you want to run a global. But of course, if your main problem is mana, then this is helping you for sure as well. You're missing out on the setup, of course, with more, which is a little bit more important if you're looking into an actual gameplay. So, ooh, there we go. Blessed shield, but there's the slide, and the whip comes out as well, yeah? At this point, we're gonna have Oriel with a little bit of whip control. She's not only kinky in the bedroom, nope, she also wields the whip on Tomb of the Spider Queen here. But with level 13 talents now, and the blue web weaver's coming in again, it seems like the tides are turning. A little bit of a escape with the Nidus over here, but the blue team has started to take the momentum. And Valeera needs to be careful. Only 10 gems, but hey, 10 gems are 10 gems. So you can't just simply throw those away. At this point, we have Zagara dealing with the bottom of the map. They already lost one fort as well, so when we're looking at structures, the teams are dead even right now. Here comes another approach towards Ragastad, but Valeera is able to move out. So far, so good. 27 stacks for Zagara now on the level 4. Getting them together slowly. Shouldn't really be able to get an insane amount. They're starting to control the creep tumors a little bit better. It's something that I actually highlighted at the beginning of the game. The blue team really needs to do that. Take those creep tumors out. Make sure that there is just not enough vision for the opponent's team. And that's what they're doing right now. A little bit more diligently than they've done before. So, yep, that's pretty good. But with that, here comes the setup now. As they're trying to make their play down here. What the fuck was that? Horus is just like penny pushing the R button. I mean, that one was a fat finger for sure. There's no way he wanted to use that. He's just like, wait, where's my Q? No, it wasn't there, my friend. So now he moves out, gets saved by the Aegis. There comes the older Lucio, and off we go. Karimdel barely escaping. The red web weavers are in play, so of course we have just the tip trying to push a little bit deeper now. As they are starting to push the attack through the middle with the Zagara. At the bottom of the map, nobody is confronting the web weavers yet either. But the blue team has set up the defense topside and is now making the rotation straight back into their middle. ETC, at this point, still waiting for an opportunity to set up the rest of the team here, especially, of course, Li Ming. They got some damage onto the fort here, but not really enough. Johanna at least goes down, so that's a start, but can they push the bot lane? That's the bigger problem. Right now, we got still an aggressive move with the next minion wave into the middle of the map, where they are attempting to take down the fort. And it seems like they're going to succeed on this one. Damage output, 17,000 for Zagara. Still top damage on the red team, whereas Sylvanas has now taken 18k. Khaldor is sitting shortly behind that on 17. But there's another turn attempt. They want to have 2 in a row, and who's going to stop them? They have a level 16 talents. They have a 5 versus 4 situation going for themselves on the map. Could have even thought about going boss, honestly. Probably not. But now with a double turn in, they're going to try and make their move here. Moving straight through the top, taking down the next fort. And that's all the forts destroyed right here. Waiting for the web weavers. Going to try and make their move there. Level 16 talents now, of course. Going to help them out a little bit more. 16, by the way, also gave us the fireflies now. Alright, fair enough. Fireflies are in. And let's see what else we're gonna get. No mirror ball in this one, but 16 on both sides. And with that, it's time to party. Johanna going here for the fanaticism. Yeah, and this push is gonna be kind of important. I mean, especially if Khaldor should fall, or, for example, Sylvanas. Both of them hold more than 20 gems. That would be a bit of a disaster for the opponent's team. So you gotta be careful with this. Here we go. Rotation down towards the bottom. Trying to attack Sylvanas again. She's attempting to de-push this entire setup, but the wall has now fallen, so she's a little bit more exposed and needs to be careful. If ETC gets the slide, and he does, there could be a follow-up. The silence, the kill, and the gems are lost. Nicely done Raga start a little bit late even on the reaction, but the call was made and he was just there in time for the silence. And that is the end of Sylvanas. Also, 50% of that bottom keep are gone. I actually think they could push in here. They have a lot of tools that can siege up from afar. You have Zagara, you have also Li Ming, and it's a 5 versus 4 situation. There was definitely an opportunity here to just push in with that next wave and take that keep down. I honestly think that would have been a fantastic opportunity to get this one. In a 5 versus 4, with the tools that they have at their disposal, hell yeah, they could have taken this one. But bot side, that's why we have Zagara now trying to establish a little bit more control over all of this. There's more camps on the map, so towards the top right, or the mid right, we now see a similar approach as the 3 heroes are going straight in for the Bruiser camp. Damage output by now still top for Zagara. Sylvanas also quite high up. Enough gems for the blue team, by the way, still. So even though they lost quite a few as we had the death of Sylvanas kick in, they still have enough to secure themselves another turn in. Khaldor's the only one on the blue team that hasn't died yet. The pressure is there. 6 kills against 3. It's only, I mean, not even a level lead. So it's still fairly even. It's really the structural situation on the map that makes the big difference here. Horse is looking for the next mosh pit. Needs to be a little bit careful. Can't fat finger that button again. A bit of a pressure play. Ignite obviously is helping out now too. Needs to be careful. Wants to spread the love, but they're actually not clustering up on this. I'm actually kind of impressed. For Division 7 teams, you gotta admit that these guys are doing fairly well. Yes, on the mechanical side, not really the best setup. Sometimes the cooldown management might not be where it's supposed to. They could push some of those situations a bit more aggressively. Bot keep is a good example of that. And we had a couple of weird moments as ETC YOLO'd the mosh pit out in the middle of nowhere. But generally speaking, there is coordination here. These guys are definitely communicating, so I like it. We have pretty decent approach. That, on the other hand, I would really advise against. Going for a boss here, I think they were thinking about it, but now they're also setting up a trap. You can see the blue team is already saying, like, wait a second, did they actually go there? And no, they didn't. That would have been a bit of a suicidal move. If you want to commit Sudoku, there are better opportunities, I think. Here comes the whip into the wall. ETC, Aegis is out. There's the Phoenix. They're trying to make the play already as ETC is creating a little bit more space for the rest of the team. But Valeera comes in once again. 19 against 18 now on the levels. Bot lane gets pressured a little bit. Gotta be careful there. No catapult is there yet, but that keep is still fairly low, so you gotta be careful. But as it stands, it's still a fairly even game. The only thing that the blue team really needs is they need to win a team fight, which is doable. But time is running out a bit because in half a level we're gonna have the Storm Talons for the opponent's team. So that's another one. But here we have it. Bit of a spread. Okay, yeah. There we go. ETC. Okay. Just as I actually went in and complimented them for not spreading the bombs this much, they all start to cluster up around ETC. You would think that 8 weeks of social distancing would have taught people how to deal with Khaldor, but apparently that's not the case. There's the mosh pit. Gets interrupted very quickly, but at least this time it hits people. They're trying to make the move in. Nice setup. Less shield. In this case, actually not connecting properly, but it doesn't matter. Li Ming is down anyways, but the mages are both falling. Khaldor is down too. The horse is running away. And Valeera is still down here and is like, get me out of here. Tries to go for the counter kill, and 1v4 doesn't quite get it. Was close though. Sylvanas nearly falling in that situation, and the mid lane is pushing, which means that this keep is taking a beating. This thing might fall. Level 20 talents now on the other side, which gives us the endless creep. And since nobody gives a shit about the catapult in the back, the keep might actually fall. Finally, Sylvanas is taking this one apart, so they might be able to save it for the time being. But let's be honest, if at any point just the tip pushes in just a little bit deeper, then we'll see them completely shaft that mid keep and that bot keep here. So yeah, there's not going to be any problem for them to take that one out. But anyways, with that, we currently have the mid lane attacked again as the blue team is trying to turn in. There's the level 20s, and all of a sudden we got the Master of Flames. We have Indestructible as well. And that gives us an even playing field as both of the teams are trying to control their turn-in point towards the top. 5 kills against 7. Blue team still has a chance to come back into this, but let's be honest, if they lose another team fight, then it is lights out over here. So, at this point, what do we have? 46,000 damage for Zagara. I mean, our girl has really started to take the top damage now. Stacking a few more level 4 stacks, that's definitely going to help the damage output. And the continuous poke with the rest of the abilities is obviously helping this as well. Nearly sitting on 50k damage now. They don't have the gems that they need for another turn-in, but they definitely have the firepower to push the opponent back. And as always, Valeera looking at the sides, if she cannot maybe get a kill here. So far, hasn't really worked out. But let's see. Warren is moving down to the bottom of the map. 5 kills against 7. Yeah. Easy. Easy deep push. No problem for him. And as I said, they're going into the middle. They got the poke. I mean, Valeera isn't... sorry, not Valeera. Zagara is actually not here. So that's a little bit of a problem. Zagara should be here for exactly that reason. I have no idea why they just made that choice. That was a horrible decision. They didn't attack. They didn't make that move when they were in a 5 versus 4 situation or a talent ahead. But now that they are dead even with the opponent, they just say like, guys, 4 versus 5 is a great idea, and they lose 2 heroes as a result. They just threw. The throw is real. And Zagara is doing what Zagaras do. She's like, okay, I'm going to go for PvE, boys. I got a PhD in PvE, and I'm going to put it to some use here. So she's trying to zerk the map a little bit and get use out of the Nidus, which is not really a bad idea. But at the same time, if they would have just pushed as 5, they would have really just, I mean... They could have taken both of these keeps down earlier if they would have moved in with all 5, but now with 4, they were just like asking for trouble. And they got it. Now, the keep in the middle is finally down. The attack at least did something, even though they lost 2 heroes. The one at the top is also likely going to do some more damage. And at the bottom of the map, we have Siege Giants pushing in too. So that's kind of nice. Zagara with the staggered death and also the lost gems. Again, what was she trying to do over here? Nobody knows, because alone she won't be able to do anything. So that's a staggered death that they can't really afford. The catapult is doing work, but it's not doing enough to take this one down. Bot lane, that's a different story. And it honestly feels a little bit like the blue team is just saying, alright boys, what we gotta do right now is we gotta push with this and we're gonna try... Are they gonna try and end? I don't really think so. I mean, they have to defend the middle first of all. There's catapults pushing in, and someone should really try and deal with the bottom of the map. Which, let's be honest, is not gonna save this keep. This keep, web weavers or no web weavers, is definitely gonna fall. Question is more so how much is gonna be lost at the top. Blue team moving in. Red team on the defense. Still trying to be a little bit cautious around this. This, by the way, is a meme. That's like 2 catapult shots and that thing is down. But with now catapults pushing through every single lane, this is a bit problematic for the blue team. Even though they got boss plus web weavers, they're very, very unlikely to get anything that really matters here. So that's a bit of a problem. Zagara is back, and she still has Nidus networks everywhere on the map. So that's actually huge. With a Nidus setup for Zagara, that could be a bit of a pain. I mean, she can take the top keep. She should take the top keep. They're defending here already as is. Zagara at any moment could just jump behind the blue team, take the keep down with just one volley of abilities, and they are absolutely there. Here comes the mosh pit. Instant erupt against this. Zagara 62,000 damage. ETC is down. The death mosh. No damage follow-up. It buys them a little bit more time. Not more than that. And they take down the web weavers. But there is the Sylvanas factor. And the blue team is trying to use that to get a little bit farther ahead. They know that they're in a shitty spot right now. Little that they can do at this point. All the forts have fallen. Can they hold the keep though? They're trying. But it's a 5 versus 4 now. Ooh, good damage from Li Ming on the other hand. Yeah, she came in with a big combo. And for now, that team is falling back here. Nidus? Nope. Zagara is not using it. Had a chance there. Could have gone for it. Could have taken that keep down. To be fair, they still hold their own keep, so it's fine. We're 23 minutes into this. But you can see how all of a sudden the tides, at least when it comes to the damage output and the kills, have turned. 9 kills against 7 right now. 50 stacks on Kalthas level 1. 58 stacks for Zagara, so she's getting some serious auto attack damage out by now too. Yeah, and there's the next web weaver wave. And guys, this is another push for the blue team. And whew, That could become spicy. Now, Zagara, yes, she should take the keep. Definitely. Take the keep when you have vision of the opponent. Come in, bam, bam, get the combo out, and then move out with the Nidus again. That's exactly what they do. All the keeps are down. That was important. That was really important. They try to rotate. Zagara is totally fine. She can easily escape, which is exactly what she does right now. But they still need to defend this. And the blue team, they know that their only chance of winning this is actually through aggression right now. They need to come in, they need to do the work, and that's what they're currently trying to do. So as we speak, they're jumping in, trying to take the mid keep. Top lane has been depushed. ETC has already done that. Zagara's at the bottom of the map doing more or less the same thing. She's starting to jump back into the middle. Defense over there is tricky, and that Nidus network is also incredibly exposed. She actually Hearthstoned back, but the keep is still lost. So keeps are all down on the blue team side. Everything's down. They got nothing. But the red team have also just lost their keep in the middle. It's actually a bit of a... I mean, honestly, this is a pretty nice one for an opening into a Division 7 match. I mean, this is going down to the wire over here. So let's see what else they can do here. Because now we have enough gems for the red team to turn into. And interestingly enough, the blue team allows it and doesn't even fight for it. Hello? Nani? What's happening there? What are you guys doing? I don't think they can counter 65. That's not what you want. They actually let the turning go through. You need to fight for this one. This one is going to be a problem, boys. If you don't get the kill here, you're going to be in trouble, and ETC just simply slides out. There's the whip as Oriel comes in. And, well, guys, I don't know, but do we really agree with the decision of the blue team to not contest the turn-in? Yeah, that's what I thought too, because I don't think that was a smart move. Now we have Zagara pushing the top, and she is helping those web weavers heavily. Nobody is giving a shit, by the way. I mean, Zagara is pushing for the core top side, and everybody else is just fighting in the middle. Granted, there's 2 down, but that's also the Death Mosh buying them a little bit more time. Valeera comes in. Nice save from Lucio. And Zagara is just saying like, hey guys, if you don't give a shit, I'm gonna end the game here. And that's exactly what she's gonna do. So this one's over. Just the tip, ladies and gentlemen. They take the win in game number 1, thanks to Zagara and the top lane move. Maybe I've spoken too soon. Can someone please attack the core? Hello, all the heroes in aisle 7, aka the bot lane. Can you please hit the core? Can someone please attack the core? Valeera, can you please attack the core? The shields are regenerating. Can someone please attack the core? Now it's too late. Thank you very much for playing. Zagara is coming in as well. Maybe a little bit late to the party. Like, I don't know. You guys are a little bit late to this. I mean, 15 seconds earlier and this would have been game. Now you might be in a bit of trouble. 5% on the core. You see, yeah. I mean, okay. Kale? No! Okay, and she's dead. You want to deal with this? We're 27 minutes into this game. You want to deal with that catapult. Believe me. That is not how you want to lose this. I mean, you are in trouble already. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, you don't want to lose it like that. Not to the one catapult that just randomly still sits at the top. 5 versus 4. That's a fight that they're apparently happy to take. ETC slides in. And Khaldor is just on the run. You can run, but you can hide, baby. And he goes down. All right, Khaldor is dead. We're now 27.5 minutes into this. 12 kills against 8. But as we all know, you don't need... I mean, you don't win by killing people. You win by killing the core. So 5% to 100 on the core. That's a pretty strong statement to make. Now, they're taking more camps. There's always camps on the map to take, right? You need to do something here. So they're going in for that. But once that we have Li Ming back, I think this is going to be a death push. The whip comes out again. And, well, let's go. Can they actually invade this? Really? Like, I don't know about that. There's the Aegis. They're making the play. 4 versus 4. Mosh pit. Blast shield. Oh, Lebo goes nearly down. Yeah, and there's the kill. He's dead. Fluffy death. Yeah, it's so fluffy. And he's dead anyways. But the kill comes in. That's an easy camp to be taken. And with that, they're likely going to make the move now for the core finally, especially since another kill comes in. That's the end of Sylvanas. Nicely done, GG, and well played. Took a little bit longer than initially assumed, but here it is, the lead for just the tip in this best of 3 series in Division 7 of HeroesLounge.gg. Well played. Game number 2! Yeah, we got a pretty good one actually on our hands here, apparently. So, first of all, as we're starting things up, we have on the left side the Z team going up against Just the Tip, who have taken the lead after game number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the left side, Lebo again on Johanna. We got Daomega on Deathwing, Karim Del on Anduin, Beso on Liming, and Fluffy Death has switched from the offlaner into a damage position, playing Lunara now in the second game here in Cursed Hollow. On the right side of the map here in Division 7, we got Horse on Mal'Ganis. I kind of liked him on ETC. With Vorin on Dehaka, Lancey Kinney on Oriel, Kale on Jaina this time. I mean, Kale plays apparently every single mage except for Kalthas. That's the idea that I get out of this. And Ragastad is playing Sylvanas. Alrighty, let's go and check that out. What do we get there? I mean, first of all, we have, of course, now with Deathwing, a pretty interesting setup here. It's as we're talking about, it's actually Lunara at the top lane right now. So Bambi is in play and is gonna try and take down, I guess, eventually Dehaka, who's most likely gonna start matching against her. I mean, we'll find out. For now, Deathwing is actually just doing his thing over here. We'll see how this is going to work out for him, but it should actually be a fun game. Level 1 already, the enhanced agility, so we're going to see Race Car Dehaka come into play as the game continues. Top side, Sylvanas is now moving in to face off against Bambi. And down to the bottom of the map, I like this skin on Deathwing. It's honestly, it's a fantastic skin for the big bad dragon. Daomega is going to try and bring Deathwing to victory here. And yeah, still our little skirmish in the middle of the map, as now, after the 1 minute mark has passed, the camps are getting attacked. Now, interestingly enough, we don't see the red team make a move for their camps yet. Now, normally with the tribute number 1 spawning topside, you would expect them to go for this one first, as Liming goes down, take the bruiser camp first, and then take the camp at the bottom right a little bit later, so it pushes through the bot lane as the top tribute is active. Now, we're not quite seeing that yet. Actually, as I say, they don't make any moves for their camp, which I personally find a little bit weird. Lunara has already taken the Siege Giant camp, so that was a good move. The only question now is, will they at this point start to focus on their Bruiser camp? And there is still absolutely no reaction at all of the red team, which is strange. Yeah, Lunara is just sitting at this, is like, team, I need a little bit of help for this one. This one I can't do by myself, but again, off to a start. So here's the rotation down to the bottom now. So they actually let go of their own Bruiser camp. They take this one. Shouldn't actually claim it right now. They should definitely wait and time it around the tribute. That would probably be the best thing for them to do. Let's see if they actually wait a little bit longer. They take it with 2 of the heroes. There's quite the commitment, which leaves also Deathwing alone at the bottom of the map. Yeah, take it a little bit early. There's also the Wisp coming in, just to double check that. Deathwing has already moved down to the bottom of the map to push this one out. And, well, let's see how this is going to plan out. I mean, Tribute is spawning, so the camp was taken a bit too early by Just the Tip, but not too early. You know what I mean? Again, take it a little bit later, you get more out of it. Oh, okay, that's a problem. Like, her... Oh my god, no! What are you doing, girl? No! No! Oh, Jaina! Mistakes were made. I mean, first of all, rotating away from the Siege Giant camp was already a little bit of a mistake. I was just about to say, like, if she stays here a little bit longer and at least tries to protect them, that's one thing. Interesting enough, Deathwing actually... I mean, oh my god, there's so much shit that goes wrong here right now. So, first of all, Jaina should not have rotated away from the bot lane this aggressively. That's point number 1. Point number 2, when you rotate away, take the safe path and just don't walk through the middle of that jungle. That's not going to do anything for you. And then shortly after that, we had Deathwing pretty much abandon the bot lane for a moment in an attempt to move towards the top, which he then eventually didn't do because they got the tribute in the first place, before taking the Siege Giants out. So you want to time this a little bit differently. First of all, for the red team, important to time the Siege Giant camp around the objective. Why? Because the objective spawned topside, which means that the Siege Giants will travel through the bot lane, therefore they are the farthest away from the top tribute as possible. So that's a good setup for them and forces someone else to stay either at the bottom of the map, or the blue team has to simply say, yeah, we are okay, we're losing our wall here. Then Jaina didn't defend it, moved into the middle. Deathwing also rotating away before dealing with the Siege Giants. There's a lot of setups that you don't really want to have. Auriel already goes down as the fight is finally focusing onto the camp over here. Li Ming, on the other hand, gets annihilated after she gets the kill. There's no support at this point for the blue team, for the red team, but the blue team loses the second hero and the red team locks in their camp. So now we have 3 kills against 2. We got 8 versus 8. And, well, that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, right now we have Kale going for the second tribute channel. Gets interrupted. It would be the first tribute, actually, for the red team. But Deathwing is a bit annoying on this map. So, yeah, there's a double channel right now that's going to make things a little bit more difficult. But, yeah, the interrupts are there and the entire team is just like, damn it! But finally, they're going to make a bit of a play there. Deathwing is topside now. This one is let go. And yeah, so far, so good. Tribute on each side. So yeah, that's okay. Alright, so what else do we get here? We have currently on the left side, again, camp taken. So the blue team is pretty diligent about taking those camps whenever they are up. So that's already nice. After they take this one, they can make the rotation over here and claim that roughly a minute later. But at the bottom of the map, there's already a big push that resulted in the entire wall falling. Kale gets currently pinged. Probably just like get back a little bit. Careful how you rotate. You fell into that same trap earlier already. And this time he's like, yeah, I don't really know. I don't want to be alone in the woods there. So he actually moves away for now. But next tribute is spawning. And this time it's a little bit farther on the blue team side. So a nice position for them. And also look at the experience. They're about to hit level 10. You don't want to be here right now if you're the blue team. If you're a red team. If you get a quick kill, then maybe. But that shouldn't really happen. And here comes Jojo, blessed shield. And goodbye, Jaina. Again, boys and girls, not a fight that you want to fight. Rule number 1 in Heroes of the Storm, and rule number 2 if you're a little bit newer to all of this. First of all, never fight if your opponent has superior numbers, and do not fight into an opponent that has a talent advantage, especially if that talent advantage is a Storm talent advantage or a Heroic advantage. So, yeah. Mistakes were made, and it cost them 2 deaths. 2 heroes go down, and of course the tribute ends in the hands of the blue team. There's a lot of momentum immediately on their side, which they try to use to get the boss now. It's a fantastic setup for them. Sylvanas, she goes towards the top and says like, alright, I'm at least going to get a little bit of counter pressure here. But yeah, that could be the beginning of a bit of a snowball. So Sylvanas still sitting at the top. Boss is of course going to be taken. They cannot really contest that. They shouldn't even try. And Kale is again very much isolated. That could have been another kill. Now Sylvanas hasn't really overstayed at the top and instead just moved into the middle and said like, alright boys, I got the experience, I got the wall destroyed, that's all that I can do here. Deathwing is already on the way, so I gotta fall back for now. Abilities are now in on both sides, level 10s that is. Bottom of the map, of course, boss is currently getting attacked here. Even the water elemental is being spawned. You can see that they are a little bit in trouble because the next tribute is spawning. And with 2 tributes in the hands of the blue team, this could be a curse. So they're trying to take this down as quickly as they can. The problem is that Jaina is also starting to run out of mana. Red team is completely zoned out over here. That's another issue. So that's likely going to be a curse, especially with Aegis already being used. Deathwing comes in, and that's the end of Auriel. Auriel down, and that should be a curse. They're trying to go for the follow-up kill against the Haka. Already interrupting Horse over here. Do we have a Blessed Shield? Blessed Shield is ready. Blessed Shield gets used, and that's a double kill as they just line up for Deathwing. And he comes in with the Molten Flame and just simply burns them down. Boss gets attacked immediately. Could have even timed the tribute a little bit. Take it slightly later so that they get more out of the push, but they melt the boss down, so this is really going to be a nice push for them no matter what. Bot lane is of course already getting pressured. With this, we have an easy time for them to get the boss together for the top lane push, and then just simply start to split out onto the lanes a little bit to catch the experience here. Yeah, so really, really good setup. Yeah, but nicely done. Top side is going to fall. Middle of the map also not really being defended right now, so this is going to hurt too. Deathwing has in the meantime moved down to the bottom of the map. There's 2 defenders here. Deathwing doesn't give a shit. He just goes in, takes the fort anyways, and catches the experience, of course, as well. Not really in trouble of dying to these 2 either. And top side, the fort has been annihilated. Level 13 talents are now in their hands. Illusionist together with the Calamity on level 7, of course, fantastic for Li Ming right now. And they're starting to move straight up in for the wall to take that down too. The curse still lasting for another 10 seconds should at least allow them to break the wall down. I mean, with ease. Especially since Deathwing is still fighting against 2 at the bottom of the map. That's another problem. I mean, 2 of them aren't even here. There's the stun against Mal'Ganis. Boy, you are in trouble. I was expecting the Blessed Shield to come out. That would have been a kill. I have no idea why they allowed Mal'Ganis to live here. I have no clue. Blessed Shield was up. Leap on Lunara was also up. And they had the Light Bomb. That was 100% Mal'Ganis kill if they want them. But if they can still take the keep, then, well, it was still worth it. Might not be able to get the kill, but still the keep is down. Mal'Ganis gets stunned again. Yeah. Hashtag never lucky. Alright, 7 kills against 3. By now we have 12,000. Dehaka the top damage. Damn. Dehaka's the top damage for just the tip. 20,000 damage for Deathwing. And, well, they take at least the camps now. But, of course, there is just so much momentum on the map. So much control at this point for the blue team, too. Yeah, they have a lot right now. And again, 55,000, 59,000 siege damage that we're looking at right now. We still got camps taken by both teams. Left side, the blue team is taking their bruiser camp. The red team already has taken it. It's all about the next tribute here, or the next team fight. That's not really a massive lead in experience. Red team has at least fought back, you know, through all of this. They're trying to push with Sylvanas through the middle and take the structures down. Tower and gate both fall. The rest still keep standing. And Dehaka and Mal'Ganis are still bottom and top. So you gotta be a little bit careful with this. Pushing in, taking a few structures down is fine, but you can't really overstay. If you're forced into a fight, you are going to lose that battle. So since we have not only the stun with Blessed Shield, but then also repositioning tools like Wave of Force, we got also, of course, the slows alone on Johanna. If you overstay here, you are going to be in trouble. But it's half level until 16, so just the tip should probably just sit there and say like, yeah, let's let this one slide. Problem is that Dehaka is absolutely getting murdered here. I mean, in Germany, again, he called that dumm gelaufen. Quite literally moves into the wrong neighborhood over there, has no chance to escape, literally surrounded by opponents, and now they're trying to go for follow-up kills as we speak. Push. Oh, that's gonna hurt! The Molten Flame! 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let the bodies hit the floor, baby. 4 of them down. Quick annihilation right there. And now they're starting to jump straight in through the bottom, through the middle, trying to take another keep down. They already annihilated the top, and this should be an easy second keep for them with 11 kills against 3. They're massively ahead right now. I mean, boy, this is brutal. 28,000 damage for Deathwing. He's holding the top numbers right now. Keep goes down. And bosses are again up. We're 12 minutes into this. They have a 2-level lead. They have a talent advantage. They steal the opponent's siege giants away. Could also now, of course, go for the top tribute, for the bottom boss. I mean, whatever you want to take, you go for it, right? So there's that. Yeah, Anduin is the one. Comes up to the tribute, trying to channel this one out. A little bit alone, but again, they got vision. And of course, they're making their move down towards the boss. What else would you do at this point? It's the last remaining keep too, so if you can take this one, it's the absolute dream. In the middle of the map, so gotta be careful here. Deathwing doesn't give a shit. I mean, he's just sitting there and he's just like, what are you gonna do to me? Can't even stun me. I'm gonna get out of this one no matter what. It's gonna be easy peasy. But, yep, there we go. Our little Division 7 fiesta continues as the mid lane gets pressured. You can really tell, blue team, they want game 3. They're probably not too happy with the result of game number 1. It was a fantastic game to watch, don't get me wrong, it was fun. But I don't think they enjoyed it. And here we go, Bambi jumps in again. They get the kill against Oriel. It's kind of nice how they initially started to go for the boss at the bot lane, and they were like, you know what, I think we can do without that. So they're still trying to make the play here, and they go for the core immediately. I'm not quite sure about that move. I mean, it's a 5 versus 4, but if anything can bring your opponent back into this game, it's this attack. And, well, Deathwing turns quickly into Deadwing as he gets focused, and Sylvanas takes him down. Horse survives, the rest of the team runs away. And I don't know, but if you want to play that safe, you just take both bosses on the map and you prepare for the next curse. So that was a little bit out there. A little bit overconfident. Like, yeah, boys, we got this. I was like, yeah, I don't think you do. 42,000 euro damage against 22,000. Now again, the move down to the bottom, and of course the situation has changed a little bit. It's a 4 versus 5. They can still try and stall this out slightly. Yeah, the Haka's trying to make the play. Rest of the team is there now too. They want to have the follow-up kills. Staggered deaths would be the biggest problem for the blue team and would be the ticket for just the tip to come back into this one. Bot lane is still pushing thanks to the catapult, so gotta be a little bit careful there. They are fighting the 4 versus 5. Big mistake. Big mistake. They make it thanks to Li Ming. And they get the kills here too, so that's at least that. Can they get the entire team fight? Fluffy death? It's so fluffy. But no, 3 versus 4 now as Deathwing is back. But yeah, again guys, not a fight that you should take. Delay, yes. Really commit to the battle? Nah, not so much. Might work out for you, doesn't mean it was a good decision. Now on the other hand, they have the superior numbers again. So they delayed the fight long enough for Deathwing to actually come back to business. He just doesn't give a shit. Heal? What do you mean heal? As a tribute on the map, you gotta channel that first. But the kills, they keep coming. Kill her! Just fucking kill her! If Lunara dies there, it's her own fault. All she had to do was go for another attack or two. Yeah, her trying to run away nearly took her down. Don't get me wrong. Sylvanas would have died to the damage over time anyways. That wasn't in question. But if Sylvanas gets the kill against Lunara here, the counter kill, then it's Lunara's fault. So, yeah, you were better off trying to drop her quickly instead of taking the additional hits. And of course taking, well, not really some damage, the shields were scratched. But for now, we have 16 kills against 6. It is ruthless. And 20, the Radiating Faith is in a rival of a god. And, well, down to the bottom of the map, you guessed it already, we finally have that boss attacked, and with now 15 minutes, 16 minutes on the timer, that kind of means that we are most likely looking at the end of the game. And again, to be fair, with a keep in place at the bottom of the map, theoretically you can still hold that. Problem, of course, is that there's also tribute spawning in 10 seconds, so that's another issue. Yeah, there we go. If they get the curse, that's all that they need, right? And that's a weird one, because now you have 20 talents against you. How do you fight this? Just the tip has to kind of YOLO and hope for the best. At this point, it's a Hail Mary either way. No matter what you do, you're going to be in trouble, but letting that tribute channel go through would be a problem. Yeah, the Haka doesn't even come in for this. If the idea is that he can get the experience for them to hit 20, then good luck with that, because I don't think that's happening. There's this Blessed Shield coming in, the Radiating Faith, and they're absolutely wrecking them. Absolute murder. It's a bloodbath at the bot lane. 2 are down immediately. Sylvanas and Oriel kiss their life goodbye. The boss is moving through the keep like hot butter through cheese, and the team is moving straight in for kill number 3 against Jaina. Jaina is down, the core attacked, and this, ladies and gentlemen, will definitely be game. We will head into a third deciding map in this series as the blue team just crushes just the tip on Cursed Hollow. GG, well played. Ready and good to go for game number 3. On the left side, in blue, we got Lebo on Garrosh in Volskaya Foundry, Daumega on Kathas, Karimdel on Rega, Biz on Reyna, and Fluffy Death on Leoric. Alright, to the right side. Back, by the way, on his offlaner. On the right side of the map, just the tip with Horse back on ETC. Yeah, that's what we like. We have Lance Kinney on Anduin, Kel on Li Ming, Warren on Maiev, and Ragastad on Valeera. Okay, I actually remember this lineup. It's not quite the same lineup that they played in game number 1. Zagara has been banned ever since, but we have Valeera back to business. We see once more ETC in play. And yeah, it should actually be kind of fun. So there is our little farm. Horse on a cow on a cock. Or a rooster, if that's what you prefer. But either way, our little one-man farm over here is already riding around and looking for the first power slides done. We also have on level 1 for Jimmy, again, ace in the hole. Got a lot of slows that he can work with here. So not really too shabby either. 1 minute in, we should actually get the focus onto the items. Fluffy Death. It's a little bit weird that we have a Viking Leoric riding a pink train, but I mean, hell yeah. So, with Ragastad on his Valeera again, we're gonna see if he gets those kills. He actually had a pretty big impact on game number 1, was one of the reasons why they got a lot of the initial kills here that they were attempting to set up, that it was pretty cool for them. They can do that again in game number 3, that would maybe secure them the victory here. But we had a couple of interesting games. I mean, first game was insanely close, was incredible actually. And then on game number 2, I feel there was quite a lot of momentum that was built up by the blue team, and then not really a lot that the red team could do. They took a couple of unfavorable fights that really started to snowball things against them, so that didn't really help. If they can, of course, change things up for this one, that would be kind of neat. We already have, top actually, an attempt at a fight. As below, we're seeing items being fought over. A little bit of a bomb spread here, not too problematic yet. But the item is taken, and this is a bit of a problem because the red team has not taken this yet. So the more they delay this, the more of a problem it could technically be. The reason is actually quite simple. If you delay this camp, then it means that once that you are fighting over the first objective right here, your opponent can move back and reclaim this camp. The cooldown will be ready, whereas you are only going to be able to rely on a single one of these turrets. So that's a bit of a problem. This is a very, very late take, a minute late actually. So it's a big problem for them, especially since the blue team is now also starting to capitalize on the fact that their red team rotated down for the camp. They can easily simply move in and take themselves the healing beacon. So when it comes to actual preparation for the first objective and macro play, blue team way better prepared. 2 items against 1 with a potential third to be taken as the shrine is active, or the control point is active. And that's a big deal. Now, if there is, of course, any kind of kill set up with Valeera and ETC before all of this comes through, that's a bit of a different story, right? So things are going to change there. But at least for now, this is a really, really good setup for the blue team, especially since they are also taking a quite significant lead in experience. I mean, a half a level ahead, even a little bit more than that, this early on in the game, so this is incredibly solid for them. But let's see if they can capitalize on the situation, because at the end of the day, kills are of course going to matter, and when we're looking at Division 7, then execution is oftentimes where teams have their shortcomings, and well, we'll check that out for now. At this point, it's level 4 on both sides, but the level 7 talent should really be a concern for just the tip. They are falling heavily behind here, and losing the first protector now could just exaggerate that process even a little bit more. But off we go. So level 7 is already in. The red team has taken a very interesting timing to push into this, and for some reason the blue team is not really confronting them right away. Leo should already move down. You don't need the experience topside right now, Leo. You already have the talent lead. Go down and just force the fight here. You guys have the lead. This is where you want to strike. This is where you want to come in and try and take a fight and, yeah, push the opponent out of this one. So them waiting doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but that's a nice setup, and ETC goes down, doesn't even drop the turret, and therefore it ends up in the hands of the blue team, who immediately use it to solidify the position that they have on the checkpoint. Great start for the Zep team. Nicely done. Really, really well played by them. And a bit problematic. Maybe a little bit of a late rotation from Leo at the top. Again, he didn't need to be there. They already had the talent advantage. There's no real reason for him to stay topside. You can force the fight right away. But now they do exactly what I said. They pick up another item. Absolutely fantastic for them. So this is actually gonna look quite solid. Bot side, that's what we still have. 1 versus 1 setup. Now the level 7 is finally in for the red team. And they come in, try and contest. 99% against 43. Items get dropped, and that's a bad spot for the red team to be in. Maiev is down. The bombs are spreading, but they're still able to move away. But of course, this means that protector number 1 is taken by the team on the left. And with this, they can now move through the middle, take the wall down, and then rotate topside, take the fountain apart. Very, very nice setup for them. Great play, well done. And let's see what they actually can do with all of this now. Well, at least for now, it seems like they can't do really too much. They're trying to get the kill against Valeera, and they do. Goodbye. Yeah, Valeera down. Both of the turrets eliminated. The gate has also fallen. Leo is at the bottom of the map. Rest of the team rotates topside on the blue team side. So there's that. And what else can they do with this? Can they take the fountain down? That should be the first thing that they try to do here. And it's pretty much exactly what they're aiming for. The fountain is nearly destroyed. You want to take this down so they can prepare for the second objective, which spawns up at the top. And they get pretty much everything. I mean, this is all that you want. And they have level 10. They could theoretically try and force a fight here, especially, of course, around Leo's Entomb, and then try and get a kill and maybe obliterate that fort before anything starts. Maiev, by the way, really deep at the bottom of the map. Fluffy Death is now moving in too. He's the one who could force the fight topside with the Entomb if they were there. Which isn't quite what's happening, but yeah. 3 kills against 0 already tells the tale of the game thus far. Blue team dominant. We have level 10 now. And with that, we actually get Rhaegar on the Ancestral. So, Bloodlust is kind of the name of the game these days. But we don't have a Greymane here. Even with Jimmy, it would still be quite powerful, though. Yeah, Bloodlust is more or less the standard on the higher level play these days, just simply because Blizzard buffed the talent quite significantly. So it's actually pretty epic there. And now with this, we still have items being focused on. And on the item side, as I said previously, red team didn't really look too good on the first fight. Now we still have a healing beacon and several towers or turrets in the hands of the blue team. They're trying to make the play for Anduin, and he gets away. Close call, the taunt comes a bit too late. Even Valeera gets out. Holy hell, both of them escape with pretty much no hit points whatsoever. Nice save there. But also a bit of a misplay, of course, on the blue team side. We could have definitely taken those kills. That was more than possible. Now Jimmy is rotating top again to deal with the situations. And Leo has taken to the lane at the bottom of the map. I like the way that the blue team is spreading out. So they're always trying to take experience on all 3 lanes. That's great. But they also need at the same time to make sure that they can take fights like this. And nobody's anchoring the place here. And that means that the turret is easily taken away from them. Yeah, Jimmy's now coming in from the top. Valeera going straight in for Khaldor, and he doesn't even use the item, meaning that he is lost at this point. ETC with a Mosh. Leo down, Garrosh dead, and they're trying to make the play for Jimmy as well. Beso barely gets out, but that's a move back into the game. It's 3 kills against 3 all of a sudden, and nearly even experience. That's how you start a comeback, ladies. Yeah, well done. Very well done, actually. They were able to just come in, take all of this down, kill a few heroes, steal the items away. That's all you gotta do. That's the problem when you spread out too thin. Of course, you want to soak the experience in all 3 lanes. But if you make a move into a camp like this, you need to make sure that you know where your opponent is. You need to know, are there any heroes topside, for example, that face a one-on-one against the hero that I have there? Do I need to rotate someone away from those lanes? So you can't go for too many points at the same time if you don't know where your opponent is. Nice save there. Actually really well done by Anduin. That came just through as the taunt on Garrosh would have locked him down even further and potentially given them a kill. So the early level 13 talent should still be there for the team in blue. But yeah, things will be interesting here now, because this is an even fight all of a sudden. And initially it didn't really look like we would see that even battle topside. It looked more so like a bit of a stompy setup, but yeah, we're far from that. It's an even battle for sure in just a few seconds. The only thing that we're waiting for is the talent or the experience to be taken by the red team. Yeah, guys, you gotta be careful. That minion wave is still needed. You need to get this one before you do anything else. Don't force that battle without the 13. There's just no need for it. You want to have that power spike available. There's the flip. Ooh, is that a kill? What a taunt by Garrosh. Oh my god. The Entomb of Death is there. But they can't. Finally the kill. couldn't get any kills in, but they finally do. Now they might even get another one. Nope, Warren on his Valeera escapes, but holy hell. I'm amazed that only one hero fell in that situation. This looked like we would see an absolute slaughter there. But yep, not quite. Okay, so for now, what do we have? 4 kills against 3, item immediately focused. You get a kill and you immediately try to do something with the numeric advantage that you have on the map. Move down, try and take it here, and just check that out. Alright, so for now, we still got our 4 versus 3 kill setup. We got a slight experience lead for the blue team. And they have a chance to take the next protector here. And this is pretty much how they established the lead in the game in the first place, by them dominating the early game, getting protector number 1, and then playing around it. Protector's in. Here comes again the Entomb. Oh, and Mosh Pit against 1. They try to go for Garrosh. And he's dancing, and they get the kill. Valeera just diving in and out the entire time. Actually surviving here too. Rega against Maiev. That's not a battle that you see every day. And our little doggy has to really fall back here because Ragastad is trying to follow it up. They're moving down with the protector now. 5 versus 4 situation on the map. But oh yeah. There's nearly a kill against Valeera, but she jumps out with the Vault of the Wardens. Nicely done. What are they going to try and do with the protector though? Seems like they're focusing actually onto the mid fort instead of moving down to the bottom of the map. It's a little bit of a weird battle. And they seem to be a little bit lost here. This is not an easy one to hold. Yeah, that protector is going to likely fall now. And hasn't really accomplished a whole lot. Main problem was, of course, that they lost the hero before they grabbed it. A bit of pressure at the top side, and Maiev is taking care of it right now. So at least there's that. But, yeah. Middle of the map, that's still where the attack is in. Valeera actually wants to go for the kill. She's not the only one. Can they get it? That should be a kill, right? Oh my god, Maiev, no. Garrosh comes in. Doggy is fighting back too. The flip. Oh my god, no. Maiev goes down and Valeera is about to fall as well. The doggy, hyper-aggressive, self-ancestral right there. It's Khaldor who finishes both of them off. And that's 6 kills against 4 and nearly at level lead again. What a weird fight. When you have a Rega chasing Maevs down all over the map, then you know that something is a little bit wrong. That's not quite how you normally see that turn out. But either way, now that they have the chance to steal some items away, that's exactly what they do. They go for the turrets here. Paint them red is in. We got the Earthgrass Totem over here too. Leo going again for the damage reduction build around the Royal Focus and the Ominous Wraith. And in terms of damage, Khaldor takes the numbers. 36,000 for him. 22,000 for Valeera. Top damage for her team. Even more than either Maiev or Liming. Take a pick. Leo is still trying to take down the bottom fountain. Has so far done a good job. I mean, again, the wall's gone, right? So there's at least that. It will be 16 versus 16 around the next objective. When it comes to talents, of course. There will be a few more levels before it comes to that. But the more important part is the number of items in the hands of the blue team. They got 2 turrets already, and they have, of course, the chance to lock in another healing beacon right here. Yeah, the jump again, ETC, careful. Here comes the gravity lapse, but Anduin is there. The ult on Garrosh made useless by Anduin's trade. Okay. 16 talents are in. ETC with, by the way, a little bit of a different setup here, going into the face smelt on level 13, and then the imposing presence over here. This might actually do a bit more damage towards the top 4. Yeah, honestly, they should really take this down at this point. And right now, you don't want to go in too deep with Rega not being here, with Leo at the bottom of the map. But eventually, this is really something that you want to either take through a push with a camp or something else. The Omega now on 37 stacks for his level 1. We still have bot side, another wave pushed in and starting to put serious pressure onto that fountain. That fountain is likely gone. Yep, that's problematic for the next objective, but the fight is starting up right here. Again, the flip, and there's the item already on the ground. Phoenix comes in, they need to force the fight, and there's an Entomb. Ragastad goes down as Rega comes in for the last bite. And I gotta say, that Rega has just not lost none of his aggression. That's a rabid dog right there. That dog needs to get put down. I mean, that thing is just absolutely going bonkers over there. Yeah, our little pocket chihuahua here going full on killer mode every single time. Someone put a muzzle on that dog, please. 8 kills against 4. We have a level lead and a little bit more actually for the blue team. And if this continues, they might just be able to lock in a victory in this best of 3. Yeah, red team can of course always come back. I mean, just the tip. They have to be careful how they play this out now, but with Valeera and Liming both coming back, they have an opportunity to maybe force a fight before the level 20 talents are ready for the Z team, and then play around that. That would be the best thing right now. Let's see if they can actually make that play. ETC is dead. That's of course really unfortunate. I mean, that's more or less a stagger death right there. Yes, you had 5 on the map, but they weren't in the fight, so that's kind of... Honestly, I mean, that might just... I don't think it's game, but that hurts because that will lose them the Protector. They should have waited for the full 5-man setup and then forced the fight. Now we still have a couple of items taken, another turret in the hands of Maiev who runs away from Rhaegar. Again, that's a weird picture. I'm still having trouble getting used to that. Leo gets the access to the Protector at the bottom of the map. Damage output by now 26,000 for Valeera. We got Kalthas and 45k. In the push now through the bottom, already prepping for the next setup. First structure actually, first main structure has fallen. Was the bottom 4 just a second ago. Leo comes in, Kalthas joins the fun. Plays the gunner. And off we go. ETC is back. It's a 5 versus 5, but the level 20 talents are now ready. And that is, of course, making a bad situation even worse. Yeah, level 20 talents are in. Keep will fall. The only question is, can they get more? Now these days, it's more likely that the 4th objective is going to finish the game. But of course, if a few kills come in, then that very, very quickly changes the situation. Big boy taunt! Anduin with a save! Oh my god! Honestly, Anduin is just countering the Garrosh plays the entire time just so well. That's why they killed him now, because they said like, okay, we're fucking done with this. You're going down, boy. So they kill him. Here comes another slow. ETC is dead. Guys, this could be game. What a setup. The initial map won by just the tip, and now all of a sudden, the blue team is turning up the heat here. Rhaegar down way too late. Way too late on this Ancestral. But they have a few turrets down. Yeah, here come the fists hitting 2, actually. I'm not sure if they can end. I really don't know if they can end. They might be able to actually attack that core a little bit, but that's already about all of it. I mean, they're trying. Core takes some damage, but they're getting regularly hit by those fists. That's the problem. Valeera is dead. And they get the 5-man wipe. Nicely done. There's another connect. 80% on the core, and they're all rather low, and they're just like, guys, let's get the fuck out of here. I love it. They actually can't end this. They're waiting for the next minion wave. They're trying to get some more damage in. Anduin is back, but he's the only one. 70%. 21 against 19. ETC is back too. There's the Phoenix. 50%. Dodge the fists, boys. ETC comes in with a light bomb. Oh. The Entomb, 26% on the core. The fort in the middle and the top have both fallen, by the way, to those minion waves. But the fight isn't over yet, and Kalthas gets the kill against Liming again, as Leo moves in with another slow 26% on the core. Anduin, no! Anduin goes down and joins his late father. And that's the end of the game. GG and well done as the blue team locks in the victory in this best of 3 series against just the tip.